What happened to the NBA player who nearly killed an opponent on the court with a vicious sucker punch? Keep watching to find out. Michael Jordan entered the NBA in 1984, and his rookie season started off with an amazing contract. After passing on Converse, the official sneaker of the league at the time, Jordan signed a sneaker deal with Nike. David Falk, Jordan's agent, said, "Nike's expectation when we signed the deal was, at the end of year 4, they hoped to sell $3 million worth of Air Jordans. In year 1, we sold $126 million. One problem, it turned out that Nike was using sweatshops to make the shoes, allegedly including child labor. But according to the Chicago Tribune, Jordan shirked any responsibility for the shoe bearing his name, which had made him one of the richest and most famous athletes of all time. He said, "I think that's Nike's decision to do what they can to make sure everything is correctly done. I don't know the complete situation. Why should I?" Jordan also famously had issues with gambling. Besides reportedly racking up over $1 million in debt to a golfing buddy, Sports Illustrated reported that a $57,000 check from Jordan was discovered by the IRS in the bank account of convicted cocaine trafficker James Slim Bowler. Then, $108,000 in checks from Jordan were found in the briefcase of slain bail bondsman Eddie Dow. The NBA began an investigation about Jordan, which they dropped when he abruptly retired to become a baseball player in 1993, leading some conspiracy theorists to suggest that he quit basketball to avoid the humiliation of being suspended by the league for gambling. But no proof of those claims have ever been established.
Think you have a gambling problem at all?
No, because I can stop gambling. I have a competition problem, a competitive problem.
After retiring from the NBA, players are eligible for several perks from the league. These include the NBA's Health and Welfare Benefit Plan. The program provides supplemental coverage to complement their existing health coverage, and it's funded by NBA teams. While the plan sounds nice on paper, it apparently wasn't enough for some. In 2021, NBC reported that 18 former players were caught and charged in an attempt to bilk the benefit plan out of almost $4 million. For example, one player claimed to have undergone a root canal procedure in Beverly Hills, while he was actually playing basketball in Taiwan. A few other players also claimed to have the exact same procedure on the same set of teeth, which created suspicion by people processing the claims. According to the report, Terrence Williams was the mastermind of the illegal group, submitting false invoices and claims and conning other players into paying him. In return, Williams received an estimated $230,000, with the 18 players scamming about $2.5 million in total. In 2001, several players from the league were named in a trial involving a strip club and mob scandal, all surrounding an establishment called the Gold Club. The strip club in Atlanta paired strippers with professional players in order to attract more high-profile clients. The owner of the joint, Steve Kaplan, and 6 other defendants were charged with a number of crimes, including corruption and prostitution. A witness testified that Larry Johnson, the forward who played for the Charlotte Hornets and later the New York Knicks, once begged Kaplan to provide him with a stripper to join him at a hotel, which was allegedly the inspiration for Kaplan's entire operation. NBA star Patrick Ewing, a 2008 member of the Basketball Hall of Fame, and MLB star Andrew Jones, admitted during Kaplan's trial that although no money exchanged hands, the dancers did perform for them sexually. None of the NBA players were charged with crimes. According to CNN, Kaplan ultimately paid a $5 million fine, and the Gold Club was forced to shut down. There has been a long history of shady owners in sports, and one of the most disgraced was the former owner of the Los Angeles Clippers, Donald Sterling. In 2014, TMZ released a recording of Sterling rebuking his personal assistant for posting Instagram photos with black people, as he didn't want black people attending Clippers games, not even NBA legend Magic Johnson. In an interview with Anderson Cooper for CNN, Sterling said,
"I'm not a racist. I made a terrible, terrible mistake. Am I entitled to one mistake?"
But it wasn't one mistake. It was the straw that broke the camel's back after years of racial discrimination lawsuits from people, including both his own general manager and the federal government. Sterling was banned for life from the NBA and fined $2.5 million, and NBA fans and owners ultimately pressured Sterling to sell the team. As one of the best players ever in the NBA, Jason Kidd entered the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2018. But while he was great as a player, he's had a number of personal and professional issues that have tainted his image. In 2001, Kidd was arrested for domestic violence against his wife at the time. He pleaded guilty and had to attend anger management sessions. In 2013, he pleaded guilty to drunk driving charges, earning probation and a 2-game suspension from his job coaching the Brooklyn Nets. And later that year, he was fined by the league for intentionally spilling a a beverage on the court in order to get a free timeout. In 2021, Kidd returned to his old Dallas Mavericks team as head coach. According to the Dallas Morning News, the team's CEO, Cint Marshall, herself a domestic violence survivor, decided to hire him after long discussions about his past. She said, "I didn't find any reason not to hire him." Sports and gambling have long been intertwined. Unfortunately, sometimes this caused sketchy behaviors, like the infamous case of Chicago White Sox baseball players throwing the World Series in 1919. So it was a major scandal when, in 2007, allegations emerged that veteran NBA referee Tim Donaghy was intentionally making wrong calls to influence the outcome of games he and his friends had bet on, sometimes under pressure from the mafia. Those allegations, it turned out, stemmed from an FBI investigation. Ultimately, the league's official stance was that Donaghy was a rogue ref, working alone without participation from any other refs, and that he had never actually fixed any of the games he worked, and the FBI officially agreed. In the end, the disgraced ref resigned from the league and was convicted for criminal acts, serving time until 2009.
I was not actually in these games, fixing the games and throwing calls to win a bet.
The relationship between the NBA and fans in China became better established with the success of Chinese player Yao Ming. The basketball star was 7 feet 6 inches tall and became enshrined in the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2016. Ming played for the Houston Rockets, but after his retirement, his former club caused controversy with China. In 2019, in response to protests in Hong Kong, the Rockets' general manager at the time, Daryl Morey, tweeted, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong." The backlash from China was quick and strong. All of the Rockets' Chinese sponsors paused their deals, and the country threatened to block the team's games, which was a big deal given the millions of dollars coming in from the market. In addition, a couple of exhibition games with the Rockets were canceled. All the emphasis on the NBA losing money angered many fans, especially after star LeBron James seemed to criticize Morey for supporting the Hong Kong protesters at the cost of the NBA.
But I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke.
Basketball fans in Seattle had a long history with the local team, the Supersonics. With the signature green and yellow jerseys, the Sonics won their first and only league championship in 1979. In the next era, the team's prospects looked promising once again, with the arrival of the college standout from Texas, Kevin Durant. The future star delivered. Durant won the NBA Rookie of the Year award. Sadly, this was the last time hometown fans could watch the young player, as the team suddenly relocated, leaving fans in the lurch. The Sonics were sold to a new owner in Oklahoma, who moved the franchise to Oklahoma City and renamed it the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's hardly the only time an NBA team has suddenly abandoned a city or entire region in the search for more money. The Charlotte Hornets, for instance, relocated to New Orleans and became the Pelicans. At least Charlotte eventually got a new franchise, though. It can be easy to forget that, in the midst of all the action on court, there is more going on with the players than just basketball. Mental health has been a topic that had long been taboo around sports, but that has changed in recent years, as more and more athletes are speaking out about the difficulties of performing at the highest level. In the basketball world, Kevin Love was one of the first huge stars to open up about the private difficulties that come with being an NBA player. Writing for the Players Tribune, "Everyone is going through something that we can't see." Love recalled having mental health struggles starting in high school. Though he was a gifted athlete, his depression often drove his performance on the court, and he saw himself as just a basketball player instead of a well-rounded individual. Love tried to distract himself by focusing even more on being one of the best in basketball, but he discovered this wasn't the right approach. He explained, "You can't achieve yourself out of depression. You can't achieve yourself out of that high level of anxiety." Love told ESPN about a panic attack he had during a big game, saying,
"Basically, ran to our trainer's room, fell on the ground, collapsed, and my heart was jumping out of my chest."
As a result of Love's story and others, the NBA became proactive to help its players and further stepped up efforts amidst the pandemic to help their players cope with the mental health challenges caused by COVID-19. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite athletes are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.